we finally know the name of the next DLC. Let's talk about it. Hello heroes and villains, welcome to Multiverse. So the next chapter in DC Universe Online will be called Light and Rain, Fearful Day. So Fearful Day is the second chapter of the Light and Rain storyline. There will be 4 chapters total. According to some investors meeting document, the devs are trying to get back to 3 chapters per year, which means that we will have the Light and Rain storyline at least for the next year. And I thought that the title Light and Rain meant that the storyline would be about the 2 sisters, Light being the Blue Lantern sister, Rain being the evil reckoning. As it turns out, not really. It's actually the story of the reckoning. In the live stream, the devs pretty much confirmed that the reckoning is the main character of the storyline. Basically, it is a story of redemption of the evil reckoning, who was evil and killing exobyte people, and somehow this is going to be a redemption story. It is a bit strange because the reckoning did some pretty evil things, and she didn't really have any consequences for that. The biggest consequences she had is that now she is an Indigo Lantern, which is not much of a consequence, seeing how she killed a lot of people. So here you can see some of the key art, pretty much showcasing the 2 sisters, also pushing forwards John Stewart. DCUO has been trying to push John Stewart for some time. Actually, DC themselves have been trying to push John Stewart for some time. And even the upcoming Green Lantern TV show will be pushing John Stewart as well. And we have the evil monster. During the live stream, one of the devs pretty much said that a monster was the main villain. And then he caught himself and tried to say that no, a monster is one of the villains. So is he going to be revealed to be the actual villain behind everything? Is he going to be just one of the many pawns and there will be another top secret villain behind him? We're gonna have to wait and find out. Also, they showed the new model for Carol Ferris, the evil Star Sapphire. There's something wrong with that design. I cannot put my finger on it. It looks a bit weird to me. It might be that most of the characters in DC Universe Online had the proportions of a Jim Lee character. For those who do not know, way back when they were working on DC Universe Online, Jim Lee was the lead designer for DC Universe Online. And pretty much all the characters were pretty much designed by Jim Lee and had the proportions of a Jim Lee character. So I guess it's kind of weird to see some of the new designs that don't have those same proportions. Like here, I cannot help but think that Carol Ferris has a lot of hips all of a sudden. The design is fine, I guess. It looks a bit weird to me. It could simply be that I was used to the Jim Lee proportions. I was used to the Jim Lee aesthetic. So it feels kind of weird to me whenever they try to move away from that. And here we have the new design for the evil reckoning. They also mentioned that basically the neck piece that she has, that is actually going to be the shoulder piece. I guess they're trying to do different stuff, and this way you will be able to have some sort of neck piece with an emblem for your characters. But the price to pay will be that you're not going to be able to have a shoulder piece. So it would seem that this will be the new style we will get in the next DLC. It's a bit of a funky style, and I'm really not sure about the super uber baggy pants, but I could see the hand wraps and the foot wraps being used for some characters. I guess once we do have access to the design, we'll have to experiment with it, at least a little bit. So they showed a whole bunch of character artwork. They showed John Stewart, but you pretty much can see John Stewart here. They showed Esmeralda, the Blue Lantern, which again you can see here. They also showed Mogo, which we kind of sort of see here in the background. I should have made a screen capture of the screenshot with Mogo. Maybe next time. As usual, they were trying to overhype the story, and they finally introduced us to the narrative director, who's the one who's responsible for writing the dialogues for the game and writing the blogs that some of you guys love so much. So no, the story blogs are not written by AI, at least not that they told us, unless somehow the narrative director uses AI and that is what wrote the story. Either way, it doesn't really matter. Now we know who wrote the story. Now, it's no secret what I think about the story. I made an entire video talking about the story, and even just a few days ago, we got the latest blog on the DC Universe Online website, and there was just no way to defend the story in that blog. In a nutshell, the Reckoning is worried about her sister. She knows that her sister left from Mogo with John Stewart, so she wants to be able to go to Mogo to talk to her sister. The big conflict in that story is finding a way for her to go to Mogo. And yes, I can already hear you say, but multiverse, there is a portal to go to Mogo straight in the Watchtower. There's even, in the House of Legends, the Orrery of the Multiverse, which can also take you to Mogo and 1,000 other places. So why not use those? Sadly, I don't have the answer to that, especially considering that the Reckoning goes to see Ray Palmer to ask him how she can go to Mogo, and somehow Ray Palmer doesn't know that there is the Orrery of the Multiverse in the House of Legends, when he is in the House of Legends about 100 feet away from the Orrery of the Multiverse, and he's looking straight at it, but somehow he doesn't know that there is the Orrery of the Multiverse. And the same for Booster, and then they call Booster Gold because they need help to find a way to go to Mogo. And again, Booster Gold is 50 feet away from the Orrery of the Multiverse. Heck, in the Watchtower, you can see the portal to Mogo in the Watchtower from where Booster Gold is standing. So it's not as if the two characters that she's talking to do not know that there are portals to be able to teleport straight to Mogo. But somehow they had to send her to a third character, Guy Gardner, and then Guy Gardner was able to tell her how to go to Mogo. So when I saw that, I could not help but ask myself, do the people who write the story in DC Universe Online know anything about DC Universe Online? Anyone who played DC Universe Online for any length of time, anyone who went to Mogo at least once in the game, knows that there is a portal to go straight to Mogo. And again, there's the Orrery of the Multiverse that I would assume everyone knows about. Now, is it that the dev did not know about those portals somehow? Is it that he really wanted to tell that story and decided to ignore that those portals existed in the game? Sadly, I don't have the answer to that. What I do know is that they've been basically bragging about how from now on DC Universe Online would be story focused. From now on, we would have some much better stories in DC Universe Online than what we had before. And so far, it's not. And it's not even a matter of whether you like the story or not. There are some very basic mistakes that are being made that either people don't care about that, they figure, it's just a silly video game, doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense, or somehow they just don't think the story through. They don't, when they write the story, they don't think things through. Also, surely someone else read the story. Surely there has to be some sort of a quality assurance for when they write the story for DC Universe Online. It's hard to believe that there's no one who read the story and said, hey, there is a portal to Mogo in the Watchtower. Hey, there is the Orrery of the Multiverse in the House of Legends. But again, maybe they really wanted to tell that story and decided to ignore the fact that it didn't really make any sense within the context of DC Universe Online. Oh well, I guess we'll never know the answer to that one. And sadly, amongst all the things they said during the live stream, sadly somehow it did not occur to them to tell us if the DLC was coming out next week, in 2 weeks, next month. Somehow it didn't occur to anyone to mention that. Although I guess we'll have to cut them some slack a little bit. It was their first live stream in like forever. Maybe there is some behind the scenes stuff that happened and they completely forgot to mention that. Although maybe they were not planning to mention that to begin with. Again, we'll never know the answer to that. Although one thing that they did mention is that yes, we will be getting 5 artifact slots. And yes, the artifacts will be locked in combat. So this is it, guys, the end of artifact swapping. And of course, if you go to the forums, you will see that the people who were swapping artifact are not too happy about this. Personally, I don't care. I wasn't swapping artifacts, so they can remove it if they want to. It's not really going to affect me. Although that's not true, it will affect me in one way. Like sometimes, once in a while, you would get into groups that would pretty much require you to artifact swap, and I don't do that, so I would just leave the group. So there you go, guys. It is the end of an era. No more artifact swapping. Again, they said a lot of things. They did not mention when we would be able to use 5 artifacts. So when will we be able to use 5 artifacts? Again, we don't know just yet. Maybe it will be next week. Maybe it will be in 2 weeks. At this point, we're gonna have to wait and see, and we're gonna have to wait for more information. And probably one last thing I should mention. There is a code that they gave during the live stream, so you can see the code over here. So the code is May Livestream 25, and you can see the instruction on how you can redeem the code. There's only one code per account. It's a small price. It's a 1 stabilizer and 25 replay badges. So it's a small reward, but I always say, never say no to a free stabilizer. Sadly, you have until May 15th, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. So that is 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So go get your free prize right now. Go get your free reward right now. It's only going to be available for a few more hours. So there you go, guys. So these are the highlights from the Devs live stream. Although I did miss bits and pieces of the live stream. Evil Rocky was a bit needy tonight. Also, the audio was a bit low sometimes, so it was kind of hard to make out what they were saying. So it could be that I missed some important information. Oh well. Usually they would put the Twitch live stream on YouTube the next day or a couple of days later. Although that was when Meps was the community manager. Now we have Volterra as the community manager. Will she put the clip on YouTube? Will she just leave it on Twitch? We'll find out, I guess, tomorrow. So there we go, guys. So the adventures of the Reckoning continues in Fearful Day. And there will be 2 more DLCs that will focus on that character. So the Reckoning will be pretty much the main character for the next year. And we're just the incidental characters that follow her around. Oh well.